Iran downplays Israeli airstrikes on its military sites as the US and other countries call for both sides to avoid further escalation. Israeli forces withdraw from a hospital in northern Gaza a day after storming it. The World Health Organization warns of a catastrophic situation at Gaza's medical facilities. 10 days to go until the election. Michelle Obama campaigns with Kamala Harris in Michigan as Donald Trump hits the other battleground state of Pennsylvania.
Voting is underway in Japan in a snap election that sees the ruling party under fire and under pressure. Will voters keep faith in them with rising prices and stagnating wages on their minds?
Morning, our headlines today. President Biden says he hopes that Israel's airstrikes against Iran, which killed 4 soldiers, will mark the end of the confrontation between the countries.
The King will return to what royal aides call a normal schedule of overseas trips next year after coping well with his tour of Australia and Samoa.
Rachel Reeves pledges £1.4 billion to rebuild crumbling schools in England and a major investment in free breakfast clubs. They will come in her first budget as Chancellor.
Ahead of Remembrance Sunday, we visit a Worcestershire village which has unveiled an installation containing 6,000 knitted poppies.
Let's have a look at what's making the headlines in the papers this morning. They had an extra hour to get their print run done and get them out onto the streets. So many of this morning's papers leading on the government's budget plans. Of course, Budget Day coming on Wednesday. Sunday Times saying that bus fares could be on the rise. The Chancellor looking to make savings.
The Sunday Telegraph focusing on what effect the budget will have on businesses, saying there's been a surge in the number of businesses closing, with more than 1,600 shutting up shop this month. That, of course, in the wake of the news that there'll be changes to how much businesses have to pay per employee.
Sunday Mirror, which we were talking about a little earlier, leading on that new documentary featuring Prince William and how he became inspired to work to tackle homelessness by his late mother, of course, Princess Diana.
And something we've just been discussing, the People have also gone with the royal theme, leading on a picture of a smiling King Charles after he was given the go-ahead to return to full royal duties next year by doctors. That's despite his ongoing cancer treatment.
We're heading towards Christmas party season.
Rapidly.
Yes, and on page 24 of the Sunday Mirror today, it says that Christmas spirit, ? Because pubs will set to lose out on millions as 1 in 3 young office workers aim for a sober Christmas do, planning to go ho-ho sober, apparently, says the Mirror. There's some research by various different groups, but they're talking about the fact that low-alcohol beers are going up, people not drinking as much as they used to. The study found 28% of 25 to 34-year-olds plan not to have a drink at all over the Christmas period. As you get into the older age groups, fewer not going to have a drink. It's
interesting, isn't it? Because there is a definite cultural shift. It's not going back. And while hospitality makes money on alcohol sales, they're going to have to pivot into different directions. And many of them, of course, are doing that.
I'll just quickly say, on the page opposite, I noticed a picture of Harry Redknapp and his wife, Sandra, who, of course, everybody got to see on I'm a Celebrity a few years ago. My secret to a happy marriage, Harry says, never talk about football. I have to say, I've been to their house to interview him a couple of times. What a lovely couple.
Yes,
really
I've met him. He's a really nice bloke,
lovely.
Isn't he?
And
I think lots of partners would say just don't talk about work. I think certainly my husband would. On page 3 of the Mirror this morning, Adele, easy on me, she says. So this has got easy on meow.
OK.
Because she's, of course, had a long-running residency in Las Vegas and in Munich, and her net worth, I was just looking it up, estimates are around £135 million. She's not short of a bob or two. So her decision is to swap shows to fostering cats. She says she'll become an emergency foster cat mum once her residency comes to an end. She's not told her partner. She's obviously got a big old gaff because she's got an entire cattery that she's already carved out without telling him. She just wants to rest, she said. I'm going to do a cookery course. I'm a good cook. I don't want to learn. I will learn a language. I want to talk to animals. She said, I've just spent the last 7 years building a new life for myself, and now I want to sit back and live it. I admire
good for
that.
her.
Yeah.
But she's obviously got a huge house if she's managed to build a whole cattery and he hasn't even noticed.
Partner, yeah.
It's like, how do you not notice there's a cattery gone up? Honestly.
And newly released photos of a young Prince William show him visiting a homeless charity with his mother, Princess Diana, in 1993.
Yeah, they've been released as part of a new ITV documentary about the Prince of Wales, where he discusses his determination to find ways to tackle homelessness.
Yeah, he says he talks to his children about the issue much like his mom did to him and his brother, Prince Harry. You see photos like that of Princess Diana, it's easy to forget that until she was a princess, it wasn't that common, was it, for members of the royal family to be out and about chatting to people and going out and working side by side in charities like that, and take her sons with her, just a new era.
Yeah, and he's obviously very much taken that on board himself.
Had a big impact on him.
Labour insists it won't break its manifesto commitment on taxes in this week's budget. The Education Secretary tells the BBC working people won't see higher taxes on their payslips. New footage has emerged tonight appearing to show the Labour MP Mike Amesbury involved in an altercation with a member of the public. And ice hockey fans remember the Nottingham Panthers player Adam Johnson, a year after his death during a game. Fresh CCTV footage has emerged appearing to show the Labour MP Mike Amesbury involved in an altercation with a member of the public in Cheshire. Separate video came to light yesterday showing the MP swearing at a man on the ground in the early hours of yesterday morning. It's not known what had happened in the run-up to the incident. Well, let's find out more from our political correspondent, Harry Farley. How much more do we know at this stage, Harry?
Well, Jane, this new video footage, apparently from a security camera, appears to show Mike Amesbury punching a man in the street. If you look in the top right-hand corner, two men exchange words, and then in the video, the Labour MP hits the man in the jaw and knocks him to the ground. Mr Amesbury then appears to continue to punch him a further 5 times while he is on the floor before members of the public intervene. And just to remind you, as you say, that separate video footage emerged yesterday of the altercation, and that showed Mr Amesbury shouting at a man who was on the ground. It wasn't clear then what had led up to the incident. And Cheshire Police say they were called to reports of an assault just before 3 a.m. on Saturday morning and are making inquiries. We tried to get hold of Mr Amesbury today, but he hasn't responded to our requests for comment. Yesterday, he said he had felt threatened before the incident. He said he had reported the incident to the police himself on Saturday morning and would cooperate with their inquiries.